Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 626. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriters. That's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. That was Bull City Hangout. I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and I do invite you to click on that link right there on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. Join me on camera, shoot the breeze. Oh, did I forget to let me add the link real quick. Okay. So it's there right now on Facebook. So if you'd like to join me on camera, I can bring you on right after I do the weather. And then we could chat. You can promote yourself, your business, your special event. All that would be super great. It would also be super great if you can go ahead and uh, share this out. That way, more people here in Durham can find out what indeed is happening. Oh, a big shout out to the Freedom School summer program. I actually spoke there yesterday to the young people. It was really fun. They wanted to hear about entrepreneurship. I told them about, of course, the Durham Skywriter, told them about my DJ Pity Pat DJ service. And also, I asked them what they wanted to do when they get older and what they could do now to make money in the summertime. And they had some pretty good ideas. Tried to push them a little bit to think a little bit beyond what they were originally saying, but yeah, they had some pretty good ideas. Pretty good ideas. I just want to give them a huge shout out, and I really think it's a great program. And it's at Epworth UMC over there on it's like University Drive, but also 751. So you know that area. Okay, let's get started. I am on the Word page, and that is the government and nonprofit information page, chock full of really great programs and services being offered by local nonprofits and also local government, city, county, and state. So just go up and down the Word page. Here's what it looks like on the top. Kaboom. And then, go up and down the page, see what pertains to you. Go ahead and sign up. And if you're looking for places to volunteer, that's the place to be. You might be able to find some places to volunteer for. Okay, now let's see. So today's Thursday. Okay, so let's go to let's see. Yeah, let's go to the libraries. So the Durham County Libraries, they're all open until 8. And then wait a minute, today's Thursday. Wait, let me check. I think they close at 6. I'm so used to just reciting it, and now I'm questioning myself. Let me check. Durham County Library. Let me just scroll down. You know how you get used to saying things almost by rote or whatever, and then you question yourself. Am I doing that right? Boy, there's a lot on this page. Okay, let's see. Gotcha. Everything, all the libraries, all the Durham County libraries close today at 6. Okay, and that does include Bragtown. Now, tomorrow, they will reopen at 9:30, and then Bragtown will reopen at 10. And just to let you know, it's going to be another scorcher today. So that means that the libraries are also doubling as cooling centers. And I have to say, the libraries, especially the main library, they have lots and lots of places to charge your phone. You don't want your phone to ever go dead, especially on a day like today when it's really super hot. So if you're going to spend time at the library, then I would suggest that you take your phone. Of course, I know you're going to take your phone, but have your charger with you. And if you have one of those multi-charger things, that would be really helpful because I would assume if there's an outlet and you spot an outlet with a chair nearby, it might be already claimed. And so if you have one of those multi plug-in things, you can ask if you could plug in yours and then share your device, your multi plug-in device. Just thinking about that. I mean, it's worked for me because I've had to do that in the past, and I've also done that at airports. All righty, let's see. Let's check Durham Tech Small Business Center because you can actually get some great information if you're thinking about running a business, if you're already running a business and you need some tips, you want to do better. So let's see. So tomorrow, there are some in person events. So this, again, is going to be at the Durham Tech Small Business Center, which is actually downtown. 701 West Main Street, a second floor, and that's the Chesterfield building. They have their very own parking lot, so you can park right there. Just go just south of the building, and you'll see they have a pretty nice sized parking lot. And just to let you know, in case all the spaces are filled, I've never seen that happen, but it could happen. Then you can park on Peabody, which is the next street right there. And I think you get 2 hours of free parking on Peabody. I think there's 2 blocks, maybe three, but definitely 2 blocks where you can park for free for 2 hours. Okay, so today is the 26th. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Is this correct? I think it's correct. Now, let me refresh the page. I just want to make sure that I have the absolute latest version because I think I remember correcting this. Let me scroll back down to Durham Tech. Let's see. Ah, that was a typo. Okay, so that already happened. I remember early this week I got the dates mixed up, and yeah, and I corrected it, so now I can see the correction. So nothing's happening today or tomorrow in person at Durham Tech. But let's see if there are some classes online that we can take. These are one-off classes on Zoom, totally free. Oh, here's something. From 2 until 3:30 this afternoon, a free class, Real Estate Basics for Business Owners. Okay, that's going to be today. You might want to sign up for that right away if you want to take that one. Here's another one from 3 until 5, Online Seller for the small business owners. So learning how to sell online, very important. So that's another good one. And the last one from 6 until 8, One Page Business Plan 201. And you need a business plan if you intend on, I guess, getting money from the bank, taking out a loan. Um, maybe you would need a business plan if you're writing a grant, perhaps, I would think pretty much they'd need to know what your plans are. So you can learn all about that tonight from 6 until 8. And it's not necessarily by Durham Tech, but probably by one of the community colleges, small business centers across the state. These classes are great. You don't have to be in Durham or Chapel Hill or Carborough. You can be anywhere and take these free one off classes. Okay, and while we're at it, let's check score. They do the same thing. They have in person and online classes too. But in addition, they have mentors. So you can get a mentor and they can guide you through some of the rough patches, or maybe you need some help with certain types of documents that maybe you didn't know about before. So, yeah. So hook up with SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives, because they know what it is to run a business. So let's see if there are any classes today. Nope. Okay, the next class is actually next week. Do I have that right? Yeah. So we'll look at that next week. Okay, let's go to the To Your Health page because with it being Thursday, and it is Thursday, right? Yeah. There's going to be there's a weekly meeting I could tell you about. Here it is. So NAMI Durham, and NAMI, by the way, stands for National Alliance on Mental Illness. They have a stress and anxiety support group for African Americans. They have this meeting every Thursday from 7 until 8:30 online. So it's free, and it's not like you go to complain, but basically you go there to get support. A lot of Black folks push down their feelings when we encounter racism or that real subtle kind of racism that's not really expressed. So, and very often, we hold the stuff in and then we suffer, health wise and all that. You don't want to do all that. So, talk it out. What's discussed in the room stays in the room, and someone from NAMI Durham will be there because, again, it's not just people complaining, it's people getting resources, affirmations, encouragement, etc. So, if something is really deep on your mind, is really bothering you, just check out the Stress and Anxiety Support Group for African Americans from 7 until 8:30. Okay, let's see if there are any blood drives going on where you can we can save lives by donating blood. So let's see the American Red Cross. Their next blood drive is tomorrow at Carolina Arbors, 357 Carolina Arbors Drive, tomorrow from noon until 5. And then they'll have another crew at the streets at South Point, 6910 Fayetteville Road, and that will be from noon until 6 tomorrow. Now let's check with the blood connection because they do the same thing. Let's see. So their next blood, they're having one today. Okay. So today they have a crew at the Andrews Chapel, Highlands neighborhood. That's unfamiliar to me. If you know what side of town that's on, let me know in the comments. That's new to me. 1108 Timber Cut Drive, and that will be later this afternoon from 4 until 6:30. And then tomorrow they will be at the Elizabeth Street UMC, and that's the church which is at 1209 North Elizabeth Street from noon until 5 tomorrow. All righty. And let's go to the Senior Scope page. Let's see what's happening at the Drum Center for Senior Life. 406 Rigsby Avenue, downtown. Free parking, free membership, free events, classes. They've got their own theater, workout rooms, uh, computer lab. It's a great place to hang out if you're 55 plus. So let's see what's happening today with it being Thursday afternoon. Let's see. So Pinochle and Kings in the Corner, those are both card games that you can play starting now until 7. So they're open late. So if you're still working like 9 to 5, you can stop off at the senior center, burn off some steam, work out or whatever, and get home relaxed. So there's that. And what else is happening today? Let's see. Thursday. Um, Afternoon bingo at 1. Open art studio, a couple of hours starting at 1. Work on your art. Um, let's see. Arthritis Foundation exercise program at 2:15. The fitness center and tech labs are both open for drop-ins from 5 until 7. 7:30, how about that's even better. And then cardio and more, 5:30 until 6:15. Now tomorrow morning, muscle pump at 8:40, open studio at 9 for a few hours from 9 until 12:30. Total body workout from 10 until 11. Ping pong at 10. Friday matinees, I mentioned that they have their own theater. They give you free popcorn and you get to watch a movie. And let's see what tomorrow's movie is. It's called Baby Mama. Sounds like it's a black comedy. I'm just guessing. I don't know if I'm wrong or even if I'm right. Put it in the comments below. I have no idea. But it starts tomorrow at 12:30. So that's called a Baby Mama. That's the Friday matinee tomorrow at 12:30. Oh, and then they're going to have bingo size at 1. And Duke Connect Tech at 1:30 tomorrow. That's where you can get help with your technology. Very important if you love your tech. And let's see if there are any special events happening today or tomorrow. Let's see, today's the 26th. Okay, 26th. So it looks, wait a minute, 26th. Happening right now, they're having their volunteer meeting, and I guess they'll be talking about summer safety. They'll be discussing, right now until 1, they're discussing safety protocols and procedures, emergency responses, and also recognizing the signs of dementia. So hopefully you're already there if you're a volunteer, or at least close by so you can drop in. Okay, let's see what else is happening this afternoon. Oh, they have okay, there's two movie matinees. So today there's going to be a movie matinee hosted by the Aging with Pride group, and that is the senior members of the LGBTQIA plus community. They have their own matinee feature series. So today at 3 o'clock, they'll be watching a movie called Stay on Board, the Leo Baker story. I don't know who that was or is. Hmm. Okay, but that's what it's called. Starting at 3, stay on board. The Leo Baker story. Okay, let's see what else is happening. Um, Now, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, they're going to have a coaching program for military veterans called Taking Charge of My Life and Health. So it's for military veterans, their spouses, and caregivers, focusing on physical, emotional, social, and mental well being. So it looks like this will go on through um, every Friday through July 25th. So it'll be tomorrow from 10 until 11:30 in the classroom. So you might want to check that out. And then they're going to have it's going to be kind of hot though, outdoor extravaganza tomorrow. And that will be from 10 until 1 on the Rigsby lawn and Lower Commons. They'll be playing outdoor games and they'll have popsicles and a dance party. Okay. So call and register real quick at extension 110. That's 919-688-8247, extension 110. And make sure you get on the guest list for that. And then they're going to have afternoon tech support tomorrow at 1:30. So you can get one-on-one help with your gear. Sometimes when you take a class, sometimes you're going too fast if you're not really familiar with tech. This is where you can get one-on-one help, which you might prefer. You might prefer it that way. Okay, and of course, Little River Senior Center is for those who live in northern Durham County. You can always come downtown, of course, but you can also check out the Little River Senior Center, which is in Bahama, 8305 North Roxborough Road. And their activities are Monday through Friday from 8:30 until 1:32-ish. They have events. They have walking club, free play gym. They have a full gymnasium. They have guitar lessons, bingo, free lunch at 11:30, crocheting, and they also have special events. Um, like like today, they had something at 10 o'clock. They had a nutrition program from somebody from the North Carolina Cooperative Extension was there talking about food safety, and you know how important that is during the summertime. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Let's now zip over to the Let's Go calendar of events page and let's see what's on the calendar. Let's see. Let's go. There are other pages. For example, the how to page teaches you can read about the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Very important. You got to know the difference. You got to know what to do if someone passes out or needs your help. You can tell it's heat related. Yeah, you got to know the difference. You got to know what to do. Very important. So definitely check out the how-to page for that. Okay, and let's see. Today's the 26th. So let's scroll down to 26. Alrighty. So let's see. Okay, that already happened. Okay. That is happening right now. Okay, here's one. New Visions of Africa restaurant, which is at 1306 Fayetteville Street. They'll be giving away free meals to people in need from 3 until 6. You can park in the WD Hill parking lot. If you're on the bus, it's the 5 or the 5K. Let's see. Let me refresh this page. Oh, got to make sure this is the latest. Let me scroll back down to 26. I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Okay, now the Durham County Library Bookmobile, which is, by the way, I need to stress, is air conditioned. It's a van, a big van, big air conditioned van full of books. So they'll be paying a visit to the Durham Co-op Market, 1111 West Chapel Hill Street. And oh wait, is that today? Oh, that's not today. I'm sorry, that's wrong information. That's not today. Okay, I'm sorry. Scratch that. Let's go to Boxyard RTP, the outdoor venue at 900 Park Offices Drive off of Highway 54. They're going to have playful and classic music by duo Dantan. This afternoon, they have the Taking Back Thursday series. So this will be from 5:30 until 7:30. Totally free. And as you know, it's hot out, but by 5:30, it should be cooling off, starting to cool off at least. It's free. You will be surrounded by restaurants, so if you do get hungry, you can always make a quick purchase. And Roxanne is saying hello. Hello, Roxanne. Happy to have you here. Appreciate that. I think Roxanne's going to join us. Okay, awesome. So let me continue here, and then I'll bring you on right after the weather. Um, Now, it's a little hot for this, but the Fleet Feet Pony Run starts at and returns to Ponysaurus Brewing at 219 Hood Street from 6:15 until 8:30. That's when they run. You can choose either to run 3 miles or 5 miles. If you're going to run, please take water with you and maybe wear a towel around your neck that's been wrung out, so it's nice and cool. Because every time you wipe your face, it'll be nice and cool and refreshing. At least do that. So it's up to you, of course. It's a free event, and it starts at 6:15. Let's see. Now tomorrow, line dancing with Jitterbug at the IR Home Senior, also known as Campus Hills Recreation Center, 2000 South Alston Avenue, from 9 until 10. There's a $4 class fee, three if you're a senior, and that should be lots of fun. Counterculture Coffee, they have tasting at 10 from 10 until 11, where you get to hang out, sample the different flavors of coffee. Counterculture Coffee might be a familiar name to you. You might have seen it at different coffee shops. There are coffee brewers and suppliers. So you can enjoy coffee, enjoy a day, start out with caffeine or caffeine free, however you choose. The address is 812 Mallard Avenue. So it's in between Elizabeth and North Alston. The Salvation Army of Durham, they're going to be having Free Food Friday tomorrow. If you are in need and you need food, your refrigerator or your cupboard is bare, definitely head over to 909 Liberty Street tomorrow. Now, they have their own parking lot, and then there's another parking lot just east. And that, I don't know if it belongs to Durham Parks and Recreation. I think it might, because I think they own the park across the street. I know they own the baseball field. I'm not even sure about that. I don't know who owns that. But anyway, there's a parking lot just east of the Salvation Army, just in case the Salvation Army's parking lot is full. So if you want to volunteer, call them today. I do have the phone number right there. You can call. They'll probably want you to get there around 8 to help sort out the food and the giveaways. But if you're in need, see if you can bring your photo ID, if you can. And I would suggest that you bring a strong bag just in case, because you'd hate to miss out just because they run out of bags, just in case. And that again will be tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock. Okay, now the Glass Jug Beer Lab, the one that's downtown, 545 Foster Street, they're going to be hosting the Friday co-working and networking social. So from noon until 4, freelancers, entrepreneurs, and remote workers who ordinarily work, in isolation, they get to set up shop, so to speak, bring their laptops and enjoy their air conditioning and their Wi-Fi, get your work done. And then from 4 until 5, you get to meet your new co-workers and maybe make some new friends, maybe even new business partners. You never know who you might meet there. So it's free, and it's tomorrow starting at noon. Let's see. And that is it. Let me put this down, my iPad down here, and let's check some weather, shall we? It is 91 degrees right now, folks. You probably already know. But yeah, and it says feels like 96. So it's not as bad as yesterday, but still, it's hot. Um, it doesn't say advisory, but just know that it's still very hot, especially for the very young and the very old. So today's high will be 94. That's definitely hot. And it's going to be sunny, let's see, all day. Sunny all day. Clear night. Okay. But tomorrow there's a 35% chance of thunderstorms with a high of 92 tomorrow. Now, I know now to check the second weather app. I'm checking now the Weather Channel because for some reason the two apps I have do not agree. See, on the Weather Channel it says that it's already 94 and it feels like 104. See, that's really, and they say heat advisory on this app. So, and it says that it's only fair in terms of air quality. So, whichever one you choose to believe, I'm going to go with the Weather Channel. I'd rather play safe and sorry. So, in other words, if you have someone really old or super young wants to go out, you might want to tell them, not right now. And if you do go out, you might want to have your umbrella with you. Or I know back in the day they used to have these things called parasols. So that's for keeping the sun off of your back. Let's see. Severe storm risk. There's a marginal risk of severe weather today. Oh, okay. And let's see what it says about tomorrow. Okay, so for tomorrow, this app is saying that there's a 24% chance of rain with a high of 94. Okay, that's about the same, pretty much. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. It's saying a stray afternoon thunderstorm is possible today. See, the other app didn't say that. So it's so weird if they don't agree. It's so weird. But anyway, it looks like Roxanne's going to be visiting us. So let me put on dynamic scene. Oh no, wait, not wait. Okay, wait. Oh, I remember what to do. Okay, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Go. I know what I'm doing now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How are you, Roxanne?
Good. I'm sorry if my dog barked and you heard him during your show.
Oh no, I mean dogs
Okay,
are
I thought I had it muted.
dogs bark. Isn't that what they do?
Because he is like, I think he heard thunder because now he's hiding.
Oh,
It started, I took him out and it started to get cloudy
whoa! You're only an hour away.
and it's 99. Feels like 99.
Isn't it weird? Because the other day it was cooler where you
Uh
are,
huh.
and now it's hotter.
Yeah.
And so you have thunder right now?
He must have heard it. He heard something. I
Okay.
didn't.
So, but it's cloudy there.
Yeah. Took him
It's
out and it started to get dark cloudy.
you are only an hour away.
I know.
So you
Gosh.
just never know. So I guess maybe we'll get that stray thunderstorm that they were talking about in the weather app.
And we might, yeah. If it doesn't hit me, it'll go through and hit you. That's the way it does.
North Carolina. I asked a weather forecaster why was it so difficult to really be accurate, and he said it's because we're between the ocean and the mountains, and the air above us is really, like unpredictable.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, look who's here. William M. Andrews. Not only is he saying good afternoon, Durham, but he's saying his famous phrase that he's got to
Beautiful day.
copyright or whatever the word is. It's a beautiful day in the Bull City. Love that.
Can't
Indeed.
stay in the neighborhood.
In the Bull City. So does Winston, I know you're not in Winston-Salem, but does Winston-Salem, I know that's the nearest big city by you.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
they have a nickname? Like we have the Bull City?
Uh, we just are called the Triad because
Oh,
of Winston, High Point, and Greensboro
oh, try it. So it's Winston-Salem, High Point, and
and
Green. High
Greensboro.
Point, is it still known for furniture? Because when I was a kid, it was definitely known for furniture.
Well, yes and no. They don't have the big furniture showrooms like they used to
Okay.
twice a year.
Oh, okay.
But I don't hear anything about them anymore. I don't know if they've stopped
Hmm.
having them or maybe they only have one.
That's really sad to hear. Because when I was
I
a
know.
little kid, I remember because my mom's from North Carolina, so we would always hear things about North Carolina, and it would, you know, get our attention. Rich people would fly down to
Yeah.
High Point and choose furniture for their new homes. and have it shipped up to Chicago.
Right. I mean, it was big. And
Nobody
then,
I knew, but some
let's
rich
see,
people.
is it Thomasville that does furniture too? One of them has a chair.
Okay.
And, like, you know, cities have little things downtown
Oh,
that,
that's the town with the gigantic.
uh huh,
Oh
chair.
wait, what's the
Is it
town?
Thomasville?
It's not the. Wait, which town has the giant chest of drawers with the sock hanging out?
Oh, I haven't heard about that
I
one.
thought that was High Point. It's not High Point
I'll have to look
because
because I haven't heard about it.
I know North Carolina has one city that has a gigantic chest of drawers downtown, and then there's another one that has a giant chair.
I'll have to look for the chest of drawers. I haven't heard about that. As long as I've been here, I
Yeah,
haven't heard about that one.
'cause I think I saw it. Because we went to we I was hanging out with Howard Burchett. He's with I used to be with WNCU, and he still is with WNCU Radio. So we were attending a jazz festival that was co-sponsored by WNCU, and it was in that area. And I said, Howard, I said,
Huh.
I think we're near that town that has the giant chest of drawers. And he said, yeah. He said, I know about that. So he made a quick turn, and we went in there and
Hmm.
took a
Maybe
couple.
Burlington, or because
Thomas?
Burlington has all those factories and
Is there a town with
showroom.
a Thomas something like
Yeah,
Thomas?
Thomasville,
It might have been Thomasville.
because they did a lot of the factory furniture stuff. So
Yeah. Now,
maybe one of them.
my folks moved to Durham from Georgia around like 19 between 1901 and 1903. I
Hmm.
know I know my grandmother was born in 1899. So it was
Wow.
like right after she was born, they moved here to Durham. And the furniture, I could point at it in the living room just behind my laptop. That furniture was, you could tell it was handmade. It was
Yeah.
made, I turned it upside down to look at the label. I should have written down, I can't do it right now. I'll check and try to, next time you're on, I'll be able to tell you the name of the company. But it's made in North Carolina. And you could tell it's the kind of furniture made for regular folks because it has imperfections. It's not like perfect. It's not
Oh,
high class furniture.
yeah. There's places.
Regular.
Oh,
It's like regular furniture. And I looked it up, and the company still kind of exists in that it was bought by another company. So
hmm.
so the factory is still there, but
Okay.
it's owned by a bigger, I guess, company. But yeah, so I called the company, and I sent a picture of one of the chairs, and unfortunately they didn't recognize it. So I guess they don't make it anymore. But
Uh,
so I mean, I thought maybe they'd be able to tell me when it was made or whatever. And the lady
yeah.
was very uninterested. So for some
Oh
reason,
well.
maybe I just called her on a bad day. She was
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, whatever. I said,
Well, I came on to say, tell everybody thank you for watching my show.
oh,
I
awesome.
had over 100 views.
And you know what? Let me write this down. I will watch your show this afternoon. I haven't really been in front of my TV much this week, but let me write this down.
Over 100. That's just
Man,
shocking. Yes.
watch Roxanne's show. And folks, watch it if you haven't already. Roxanne's channel is Seizure the Day NC
Hmm.
on YouTube. Write this down. Seizure. It's all about epilepsy. Not all
Yeah.
about epilepsy, but it's mostly you instruct people, you inform people about epilepsy.
Yeah. It must be getting cloudy because I'm freezing, sometimes on here.
You're freezing.
Well, I see myself move later than I am.
Oh, oh, I thought you meant your temperature. You were
Oh
cold.
no, heavens, Lord, no.
I was like, what on earth? Oh, okay.
Not me.
So your connection might be slowing down because of the weather. That happens
Hmm.
sometimes. Yeah. But I mean, but you still look fairly clear. You look clear, very clear.
Good. Okay.
That's good. So
See my mouth moving right.
it's slightly slow. That's okay.
But
So what,
yeah,
what
and
do you,
he
are you old fashioned? When you have a thunderstorm, do you head towards the bathtub?
no, my dog does.
Oh, got plenty of sense. Okay, because my godmother does that. She heads to the. She said the most inner. I guess I don't really have an inner room because I have a ranch house. Everything is spread out. But
Yeah,
I
well,
guess
in an apartment, yeah, it's just
yeah, they say go to the. They said the bathroom is the safest. I don't know.
I don't know.
Uh, but hopefully, if you do have a thunderstorm, hopefully it won't be bad. Because
Yeah,
I'm seeing sunshine behind you, or at least it looks bright.
that's the a light above
Your
me.
lights are, oh, okay. My light's on as well.
Yeah, I have to turn it on, or I'm like this.
Oh, yeah. That's why my
Mhm.
light is on. Same problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have any
but
interviews lined up?
um, I'm being because of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being interviewed.
Shut your mouth.
I'm being interviewed
Ooh.
Saturday.
What? Who's interviewing you? That's awesome.
He is, the dude I interviewed was the one that writes music.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a jazz musician
Ooh.
that saw the show and wants to
Ooh.
interview me.
What's
He
his
has a
name? Do
podcast.
you know him? Is he like famous?
He he won a um shoot a union what is it the things they give every year
Like a
um
Grammy?
no
Oh.
with the um shoot they have the building that came down where they meet it just left my mind.
Hmm.
Let me look real quick. But he won for music, and you can win for where they put the medals on you and you hold the medal. But it's not a Grammy; it's the United.
Oh, sometimes you can win like an Emmy for TV or for TV music, right? And I think you win an Oscar for movie music, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shoot, I'm looking it up.
Oh, while you're looking that up, let's bring on Anthony. Anthony, what's new? I think you're muted. Anthony, can you hear me? Uh oh. Did you mean to click on the
You
link?
might be having trouble too.
He might be in a storm area because he's in, I think, Virginia. Hey, Anthony. Oh, he might not realize he's on. Can you hear us? Oh no. I'm gonna take him off for now. But if he wants to come back on, raise your hand and let me know. Just let me know.
But okay, this guy's name he's Rick Delarada,
Rick Delarada. Cool. I don't know what that is, but that's cool though.
and he does jazz for peace.
Nice. Let me write that down.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
jeez. I like that. I
let's
like the
see.
sound of that.
I know. And let's see. What did he win? Oh, I'm looking.
And while she's talking,
Nobel Prize. No, Nobel Prize. That's what it is.
he won a Nobel Prize. That's kind of a
That's
big
I'm
deal.
looking. Yeah, I know. I'm looking to see. Um,
That's kind of a big deal. That's nothing to sneeze at or cough.
I know.
What? And
I'm
Anthony,
looking.
if you wanted to come on camera, raise your hand because I don't know if you wanted to come on or not. Just let us know. Let us know.
But he's well known, and
I guess so. I mean, just because I don't know, I'm
but
very unknowledgeable.
everything now that he makes goes to needed countries. It's like donations.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
awesome. And he's going to interview you.
Mhm.
So post that somewhere where I can see it.
Okay, it's Saturday.
Okay, when you get the link or
Uh-huh.
when you get
Okay,
the time or whatever or the channel name, put in the comments during today, today's show's comments,
I will. I
and
will. Yeah, because
I can announce that for sure.
Rick Delarada, and I'm like, wow. And then the guy, well, his name is Guy. He is going to be interviewed by somebody else
Awesome.
about his music.
Okay, it's like a round robin of interviewing.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, what's new?
So, can you hear me now?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Good, good. I had to figure out the settings on this program here.
Oh,
So,
okay. Because sometimes people don't realize that the correct camera or mic isn't chosen or whatever.
so,
So,
yeah.
so how are you
Well,
feeling?
well, I'm doing okay. Hello to your guest. How are you? So
Hi.
it's cute. So I'm doing all right. I told you recently, Pat, that I was coming to Raleigh to find out about my health issues.
Yeah.
To make a very long story short, I have a lot of health issues, type 1 diabetes, and other stuff. For the last 2 years, I haven't been able to breathe well because of, to make that a long story short, it's because of an elevated diaphragm.
Oh.
And
Hmm.
they think what happened, they meaning my pulmonary doctor, thinks what happened is um, from 2023, probably around Thanksgiving, Christmas time,
Mhm.
till all last year of 2024. I had bronchial issues going on, so I
Oh,
had bronchitis and sinus
okay.
infection, and
Okay.
COVID-19 last March. A very minor case of it.
Ooh. Yeah.
Um, and then I had cat scratch fever of all things in last Memorial Day because of a kitten that I had. It scratched me,
Scratch,
and
scratch fever. That
yeah,
I didn't know that was a real thing. I mean, I think of
that
Ted Nugent, so
that is a
I didn't know
very
that was.
that is a very real thing, and it's not just a song by Ted Nugent.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, but a kitten scratched me, and the infection happened by all the dust and dirt and stuff the cat
Oh, okay.
stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it went through my body, and
Oh
it
my
gave
Wow.
me
God.
it gave me cat scratch fever. So
Jeez.
um,
Did you have to
yeah,
go to
they
the hospital?
I was in the hospital for about 5 days
No.
last Memorial Day,
Jeez.
and a lot of last year I spent coughing, literally going,
Mhm.
coughing up,
Yeah.
and
Good.
the pulmonary doctor thinks that what happened was that in all that constant coughing and
Hmm.
uh, you know stuff going on, that it pulled the diaphragm up on the right hand side about 40% higher than what it
Jeez.
should be.
Mm.
Um, they did a uh, live X-ray and a bunch of other X-rays, and they found out that the diaphragm does work. It is not paralyzed,
Okay.
but it does
Mm.
work. I have about 35 to 39% of lung capacity in my lung because
So you have
my
to be careful on days with the heat advisories.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, I'm finding it's very difficult to breathe, especially today,
Jeez.
and during this week it's going to be very difficult because of the hot, humid,
What about
mugginess of
those?
it.
I
Uh,
see people with those air those tanks. Can you get one of those portable air
we're
tanks,
we're going to
oxygen
look.
tanks?
Yeah, that's oxygen. I do have CPAP machine for sleeping. For my sleep apnea,
Oh,
but that's a totally different situation.
okay.
Um, my oxygen level is always very good. They said that my
Oh.
oxygen level is always very good. It's just very strenuous activity It
Yeah.
brings it down to a very low level. It takes forever to get back up to where
Mm.
it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Um, but they they told me pulmonary, a thoracic surgeon at Duke Hospital told me that I could not get the surgery done because
Oh.
because my diaphragm was not paralyzed. If my
Oh.
diaphragm was paralyzed, they
Hmm.
could go in there and do the surgery, and it would fix probably about 80% of the problem.
That's
Um,
weird that they couldn't.
yeah, but they
Well,
said, well, they said mostly it was because the paralyzed, it wasn't paralyzed.
yeah.
It was still doing its job. It's just elevated. So they're looking into alternative treatments for me.
Hmm.
One of which is breathing classes to, to literally
Okay.
teach me how to breathe
That's good though. Yeah. I
in
mean, yeah.
different ways.
Yeah.
And
Hmm. I know.
somebody,
I know that sounds weird, but I developed a breathing problem when I was young, and I had to sit quietly and concentrate on my breathing, which I thought was funny because breathing should come naturally. But it
yeah,
is something. Yeah, it's nothing
hmm,
to take for granted.
yeah,
Nothing to take for
Oh,
granted.
right.
Actually, so even though usually when people say I might have an operation, you're hoping that they get it, but since you're not, I think that's probably better because these treatments and classes are going to be far less invasive than
Mm.
yeah. Well,
operation.
I, well,
Good.
I do have asthma like symptoms. They said both the my primary care and my pulmonary doctor said that most people who have had COVID-19 of some form, a very minor case or major case or whatever, they have found out that there's a correlation between breathing issues and
Hmm.
COVID-19,
Hmm.
and that it's pretty much called long-term COVID is what it is.
Oh,
You
you
know,
do
you hear
not
that
want
term.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, you hear long-term COVID.
I do.
So, I take inhalers, use inhaler twice a day, in the
Mhm.
morning and night, and it tends to help a little bit. But I'm going to have to just really
Remember,
figure out what's going to happen with my breathing and how I'm going
yeah,
to be able to adapt so I can get back to the lifestyle I
right.
was where I was
So,
exercising and working out and everything else.
yeah, I know you're doing the your procedures in the morning that you do every morning, but remember in the hospitals sometimes they have those blue things and it's to strengthen your lungs and you blow and you make the ball
Oh,
go up.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They
Can
gave me one of those.
do
They gave
you
me one of those in the hospital when I was
did you
in
do
there
that every day
for.
to is the problem that your
Uh,
I know you just said your diaphragm is higher, but does that mean that your lungs need to be strengthened?
I don't know. I know it's pressing up against my since it's on my right hand side, it's pressing up on my right lung,
Have they checked your liver
and
size?
they always do because I'm on bunch of other medicines
Mhm.
for thyroid and
Okay.
Yeah.
my diabetes and everything else, and so
Okay.
they check my kidneys, my liver, all that, and make sure
Hmm.
that I'm not having extra protein and stuff like that, and
Okay.
um,
Well, being on the right side, you can have
oh,
hepatomegaly and it pushed your diaphragm up.
have a what?
A who?
Well, enlarged liver.
Oh, okay. I hadn't thought about that. I'm going to ask about that.
Hmm.
If
Wow.
maybe they could check the liver, see if that's what's
Whoa.
causing it.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm saying through some big words at us.
Well, well, yeah, I'd appreciate that a lot because that's something I never thought of, and I'll ask about that in the future if it's maybe
Mhm.
I mean, it's really easy to do
so
measure it with ultrasound. That's what I
yeah,
used to do.
yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah,
yeah, that's why I knew that before
yeah,
my seizures got worse. That's what I used
yeah.
to do.
Well, they've done some. CT scans and
Oh,
live
okay.
CT scans where they go in there and they see what the lungs and the diaphragm's doing, and but I don't think they've ever gone down there and see what the liver's doing. So
Hmm.
it's really weird. But
Wow. Well,
yeah,
I really, really, really hope that you can get all this straightened out because it looks like you're dealing with a lot right now.
oh yeah, and then
You know how to hang in there. You've been hanging in there ever since I've known you.
well, I have to fight. I'm one of those
Yeah,
people. I have to
yeah,
fight a lot more than a typical person does
yeah.
because of all the health issues that I have, and then recently, in the last 2 years, I've had two teeth break off in my gum, and they need to be pulled by oral surgery. Went to an oral surgeon, and they said with all the heart issues I have and breathing issues and stuff,
Yeah,
they didn't feel comfortable with
yeah.
pulling my teeth that
I can
way,
understand that.
and
Yeah.
so they're wanting to put me to a hospital to get it done, which they recommended Duke Hospital. You know,
Okay,
I live in Galax, Virginia, about 7 miles away from North Carolina line, and
come on through.
and so they're sending me all the way down into the south.
Well,
Guess
there's
that'd be southeastern. Would that be southeastern North Carolina?
no, we're in the
No.
middle. We're kind of like
Yeah.
central Piedmont.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Archdale near High Point.
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
Okay.
oh, Papa. Okay.
yeah,
Well, it's more east.
and so it's more east, but a little more south
Well, come
east
on through.
from there. And I was going to call you.
Yeah.
I was going to call you, Pat, but we got so busy, and we was going to go see a family member down there while we was down there, and
Mm-hmm.
that didn't work out. And so,
Oh, well, these things
but
happen. Well, I mean, whenever you're, at Duke, yeah, just give me a call. I'll run by there real quick.
yeah,
It's not that far away. I think I'm probably a 15-minute drive to Duke Hospital, depending on which one, because there's more than one.
there's a lot of buildings down there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff down there. So
So yeah, just give me a call. You got my number. I hope I gave you my number.
it should still be in my text message.
Yeah, yeah. So just give me a call and I'll zip right on down there.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So I do hope everything works out though, because
Yes.
So I
it,
know.
it's worth the effort, but it's frustrating someone sometimes when you see someone having to fight harder than because my sister had cancer twice, and watching her just fight, and she actually got tired at one point, and you can get tired, but watching someone just fight to live, is
Gosh.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
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 So you just have to,
Like the 21-year-old I talk about with the seizures, kind of seizures she's got.
yeah,
Yeah, Dravet's
yeah,
epilepsy, and yeah, she has so many in a day.
wow,
And it's very discouraging for me more and more because I was having a lot of health issues, and I was
mhm,
doing everything I could to improve those health issues. I
mhm,
have type 1 diabetes and cardiomyopathy and slight case of cerebral palsy and all the
mhm,
health issues that I deal with on a daily basis.
yeah,
And so I really started taking a lot of initiative. I started working out and lifting weights and
mhm, mhm,
riding an adult tricycle because I can't ride a bicycle because of balance issues.
okay,
Uh, I started really doing a lot of stuff, and I
mhm.
improved my diabetes drastically. I improved my heart drastically, and I,
Excellent.
Great.
and I improved everything so much. And then this happened, and it was just like a
But
standstill.
just think if you hadn't improved yourself and then this happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Mm, right.
you could withstand it better because you're stronger now.
So
Just
That's a
and
think
good thought.
you think
Yeah.
of how you would have reacted had this happened in a more weakened state. You might not be able to fight as hard.
yeah. So
So kudos to you for having the initiative to strengthen yourself.
So I
Mm-hmm.
will.
See,
I'm,
that's
I'm
that's excellent.
I'm
Yeah.
really looking into a lot of things to get myself better because I am a very spiritual person, very
Mm-hmm. Good,
God God driven person, and
good, good.
I do believe that God has a higher power for me.
Mm-hmm.
God has something big that He wants me to do. Well, actually, a
Mm-hmm.
few big things. Um, a few of the big things my family are like, we don't know about that, but I'm like, yeah,
You'll show 'em. Don't worry
but
about it.
Mm-hmm.
but and that's part of the reason why I fight so much because I know, yeah, God wants me to do something, some pretty big things,
All right.
despite all my health issues and struggles that I deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Really wants me to be a blessing for.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, you're blessing us today.
So
Yeah.
so so how are you, Pat? I heard you. I know you was going to have a procedure done. I guess
Well,
teeth pulled.
I'm enjoying my new teeth. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm still adjusting. In fact, my dentist said that between now and my next appointment, which I think is July 27th, I believe. Oh, not the 20th. I forgot the date. Anyway, I have to call and ask when the date is. But yeah, but the next 4 weeks, he said, will be a bit challenging.
Mm,
And then when I go in the next time, he will fit them for the final fitting because right now they're protruding. You can tell that they're not. It's not a perfect fit. But my ego isn't such that I don't worry about. I know I look kind of funny. I don't worry about that. I've always looked funny.
no, you still
But
look.
but yeah, they're definitely protruding here. I noticed. I watched a lot of videos about people with new dentures, and they call this phenomenon monkey face.
Yeah,
And this is when they protruding to the point where it does have like a monkey type effect. And oh, your dog
yeah,
disagrees.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so the final fitting will be in 4 weeks. So he says as my gums continue to heal, then they'll become ill fitting. In which case I might not do my show if I'm nervous about my teeth falling out while I'm talking on camera. I might not do my show that day. But when
yeah,
he does the final fitting, then it'll be like perfection.
yeah,
So I'm relearning that. I don't know if you can really tell. There are certain sounds that I can't really make when I'm talking. Words like work and looking. Certain sounds I can't quite make correctly. So he says, as I relearn how to talk and eat, things will continue to improve. And then when I have my appointment, he'll take his Dremel type tool out and he'll make it conform better to my mouth, my gum.
Like they'd have to do with braces, right? The kids.
Oh, I don't know. I've never had braces. I don't know. Do they adjust those?
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
adjust those all the time.
Oh, okay,
About
okay,
every month. I had them. I had them when I was a kid, and yeah,
Mm-hmm. My daughter had them. So, yeah.
okay. Because we had a couple of us kids had in the family had bad teeth, but we never had braces. But yeah. So right now, I think I'm pleased with the look. And it's nice to actually have a whole mouthful of teeth as opposed to just a few.
yeah.
So I appreciate that very much, and also appreciate having Medicare and
Oh yes, that
all,
helps out a lot.
all
I
that
wonder if that
help.
has to do with not pulling your wisdom teeth if your wisdom teeth grow in.
I think
I had that. I
I
had that
remember.
done when I was 17 and 19.
Yeah, when I
So
was a young adult, yeah, I had my wisdom teeth removed as a young
Oh,
adult.
okay.
I can't remember why. Hmm.
Well, mine were growing in crooked.
yeah,
So I had to have mine pulled.
Yeah, I had a big problem. I just can't remember what it was. It was so long ago.
Yeah, mine was growing in crooked. One was going that way, and one was going that
Mm.
way, and
Okay. Yeah, I must have had a similar problem.
one
But
was
yeah.
going right into the next tooth over, and
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, and it was it fun experience.
Yeah, that was. I remember it being painful. So,
So,
so I have two teeth left on this side, which the dentures kind of click onto,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have to wear adhesive. You know. So he said,
oh,
as long as I'm able to keep these two teeth, and I hope and pray that I get to keep them, then I should be okay with these dentures. So, so
mm,
I'm enjoying them. And I'm also enjoying um, the fact that in 4 weeks they're going to be perfect. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I highly recommend, because you're talking about the heart, the teeth. I didn't know the teeth and the heart were so related to one another. Um, so,
well, everything's related to the heart. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but as far as the
that's why
teeth,
they make you take antibiotics if you have a heart murmur, because any kind of infection can go to your heart.
that
And
actually happened to a friend of mine, a friend of my dad actually. He had a tooth infection. He didn't look after it. He didn't look into it, but it was infected. And I hate to say this, but he ended up paralyzed.
mm-hmm.
Then he was killed by a heart attack.
Mm,
And they said you have to really, if you're in pain, just don't ignore. A lot of people feel like I'm strong. I've had worse pain than this. Yeah, don't show off. If something's wrong with your tooth, take care of it because it's directly somehow connected to your heart. Because they said the toxins, the poison, go right to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
So that's why they didn't want to do that procedure on you, Anthony, probably because of that connection.
Yeah, and they're wouldn't put me in the hospital to do it. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna go.
well, listen, Pat, I'm gonna have to go as well. I just
Okay.
wanted to hop in and say hello. But do you mind if I promote something really quick?
Please do. And do you want
Um,
me to? Did you want to leave now, Roxanne, or stay for a
Well,
minute?
y'all were still talking, and I'm freezing. It just.
Oh no, you're not actually. You're not freezing on screen.
Oh,
Maybe.
good. I
No,
can see my. Looks
no, you're
like right
fine.
now.
Nope.
no,
Hmm.
it
Nope.
happened for like a split second and a half, and
Nope.
that's it.
Nothing. So stay, and
But,
then Anthony, go ahead
but,
and promote. Go ahead.
but yeah, I'd like to promote something really quick.
Hmm.
I do live in Galax, Virginia, which is 7 miles over the state border of Virginia. It's about 30 minutes away from Mount Airy, North Carolina. If you're familiar with Mount Airy, that's really Mayberry is what that
Oh
is,
yeah.
where,
Okay.
where Andy Griffith grew up. Um, on the second week of August, second full week of August,
Hmm.
every year in Galax, Virginia, there is the International Fiddlers Convention. It
Ooh,
is held by the Moose Lodge number 733, which I am a member of.
okay.
And they have been doing the International Fiddlers Convention. It should have been its 90th year, but it's not its
Okay.
90th year because of there's only been two times the Fiddlers Convention didn't happen. One time was in the 1940s because of World War II,
Four. Mm-hmm.
and then also in 2020 because of the COVID
COVID.
pandemic.
Wow.
So
Wow.
this should have been the 90th year. So technically, this is the uh, uh, well, no, I'm sorry. It started in 35,
Okay.
1935, and this is the 89th annual Fiddlers Convention.
Wow.
Um, if you'd like more information about it, go to the website, which is oldfiddlersconvention.com,
Okay.
and it's very easy to find. Just putting Galax, Virginia in Google Maps, and we're 7 miles away from um, the North Carolina Virginia border, very close to the Blue Ridge Parkway. If you're
Oh, I've
familiar with
been
the Blue
there.
Ridge Parkway,
Okay.
um, and it's the first full week of August. So
Okay.
it's the 4th through the 9th this year. Um,
August 4th through 9th. Okay.
and uh, registration's already well past for this year, but if you want to get registration for next year, so you can come and camp in the park,
It's that
or
popular.
yeah, it's that popular. You can camp in the park, which is held in Phelps Park in Galax, Virginia,
Okay.
uh, and uh,
Well, since it's already all full up, they should live stream it.
well, I plan on live streaming here on Facebook and one day, and then my TikTok on another day, and then
Okay. Yeah, let us know.
a few other probably my Instagram as well. Probably do it there on another day.
Okay.
Um, I know I'll be recording for at least 4 to 6 hours at a time every
Oh,
night. I'll go down there, and then
yeah.
I'll upload it all. I don't edit any of it. I just
Yeah.
what I get is what I get. I don't,
Yeah. Come on the
you
show and
know.
promote it so we can check it out.
But you're still free to come, and there are hotels around in the area that you can stay in. You can stay in
Mhm.
Hillsville or Independence or Freeze or somewhere in the local area. Um, but if you want to plan for next year, go to the website. You'll get all the paperwork you need in PDF form for as far as what you need for camping and if you want to compete. Monday is kids' night, so all the kids compete
Ooh.
Monday night.
Okay.
They're phenomenal kids. They really amaze me that they're that young and they can play
Hmm.
Mm.
so well. Um, but it's a fun time to come.
Hmm.
Uh, if you do come, be prepared for rain at least
Oh.
sometime that week
Mm.
because it's not a fiddler's convention, not rain.
Hmm. I bet
So,
there's some good eating though.
oh yeah, they have a lot of vendors, food vendors and non-food vendors,
Okay.
and so there's I know there's a guy here who sells blooming onions and
Ooh.
deep fried Oreos and hot
Oh,
dogs
free fair food. Yeah.
and all the fair foods.
Yeah.
The ladies of the Moose, they sell hot dogs and hamburgers and
Okay.
uh, drinks. And I know there's a uh, giveaway for a new Deering banjo. They give one out.
Mm.
They do one every year for um, and the local Moose, they sell commemorative knives
Okay.
showing uh, the stuff on it for the Fiddlers Convention. It's a fun time to come. Um, if you want to see some footage of it, go to my YouTube channel, which is
Okay.
Lister's Make Two.
Say
Um,
it again.
yeah, go to YouTube and look up Lister's Mate, Listermate with a two with a
Okay.
number two at the end. You can also find it on TikTok. I put up a lot of the videos from last year on my TikTok
Okay.
page. Uh, Anthony Davis 63 is my handle on TikTok. You
Okay.
can also go to archive.org and put in Galax, Virginia. You'll find me on there. My handle on archive.org, I think it's Lister's Mate. I think, yeah. But
I'll find it.
I've put up a lot of videos on archive.org
Nice.
um, of
I have watched your live streams of musical events before.
yeah,
I don't know if it was at the Fiddlers thing or not, but I do remember you showing something happening in what appeared to be your town, and I really enjoyed it.
yeah, and the reason I can do it is because most of the stuff that is played there is public domain. So,
Smart.
I can get away
Scopy
with it.
sings.
So,
You never late, Scopy.
uh,
You
um,
never
the
late.
the that's the fun thing about public domain. You can just play it and don't
Mhm.
have to play with it. And if you get a copyright strike, you can just tell them, "Hey, this is a public domain song," and they'll say, "Okay, yeah, our
The,
mistake."
the
You know,
only thing, the only time you can get in trouble with public domain is when the record label doesn't give the okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's when Vince Gill or
And
Rhonda
recording
Vincent or
artist.
something, they
Hmm.
you know like, but most of it's public domain, so
It's awesome.
so
So is there like, so I'm assuming, not being from actually from North Carolina, I'm assuming that the music is bluegrass, and
yeah.
is any of it
Gail,
like Irish music?
Gaelic Virginia is home of bluegrass music. It's where bluegrass music got started.
What?
And
I didn't know
how it got started is because the immigrants who come here from England and Scotland and Ireland and even Africa, they brought their string instruments, so their
that.
banjos and their fiddles and their stuff, and so they brought their music with them. So you'll get a lot of Irish jigs and Scottish
Yeah. Yeah.
jigs,
Reels,
things like that,
jigs, and
and
yeah.
and that was what's considered to be called old time country music.
Mm-hmm.
Is what that was,
Hmm.
and anything before copyright started, and copyright started in
23, wasn't it?
1928, I think,
28? Oh,
something like that.
oh, okay.
23, 28, in the
Yeah,
20s.
yeah.
Um, so that's what's called old time country music. So
Okay.
it has an extra beat to it. Uh, so it's not one,
Interesting.
two, three, four. It's like one, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. You
Oh,
So
okay.
um, a
And a
lot.
lot of people don't know that banjo is an African instrument because when you really look at it, it's a drum with strings.
Yep.
It's like
And
a
Yeah.
tambourine or drum with strings, so to speak. A lot of
and
people don't know
and so old time country music developed into bluegrass music.
that. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where the term bluegrass got started. I know Kentucky takes claim to bluegrass as well because there's a lot of bluegrass and country in Kentucky
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but how bluegrass music got started is um, you can look up what's called uh, the Crooked Road and look up uh, the story about how a man from New York came down to this area and was recording people playing the music
Okay.
and was selling the music for uh, people to enjoy. And the Crooked Road commemorates his travel from Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, to up near where Carter Fold is. I forgot the name of that town. Um, but yeah, look up that story about how that's done. Just look up the
Okay, I
Crooked
wrote
Road.
that down. Okay.
And you'll read all about the recording sessions, the
Okay.
Crooked Road recording sessions.
Yeah, every now
And
and then I do read about or come across a story where these people were recording the musicians in the areas that weren't like the big cities, and um, but they were like anthropologists or something.
yeah, yeah. And then Johnny Cash got involved in it because
Oh,
of June Carter, and um, he kind of made it famous. And probably around in the mid '30s is whenever bluegrass started changing over from bluegrass to old time country music.
okay,
So pretty much old time country music pretty much covers anything from the mid '30s to there's a little bit of dispute about this. Some people say the 1990s. Some people say the early 2000s.
It's still popular though because here in Durham, there's a group that plays at the farmers market, and they're playing the old time music.
Yeah, and country music has evolved a lot. Now it's all this canned music that
It's kind of poppy. It's kind of
yeah,
poppy right now. Country
yeah,
music goes through phases, just like soul music.
yeah.
Sometimes they intertwine and sometimes they go in opposite directions. But
But
right
but
now,
I tell you,
country is in a real hip hop like pop
yeah.
situation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
And I don't listen to a lot of current country anymore, but I listen to a lot of old time country music
Mhm.
and classic country
And
music.
when you
And
say old time, so where would you fit the original, the first Hank Williams?
he would be considered classic country, which
Okay.
would be right after old time. The transition there.
Okay.
Uh, it's a real neat history, and
You know what, Anthony? I was
it.
DJing for a bank's community day. I was asked to come out to Oxford, North Carolina. So it was mostly white folks. And so I'm playing, pop music, a little this and that, little soul music, and keeping it light. And this guy walked at me. He said, "I bet you don't have no good old time music for some good old boys." So I threw on some Hank Williams. And he was like, "Well, that's what you should have been playing all along."
I agree. I do agree. I love old time country music, and I love
Mm,
classic country music, and
mm,
it has influenced so much
yeah.
pop and rock and jazz and
Mm.
blues, and
Oh, sure.
they all influence each other. And I have said for the last 20 years that I have lived here that the world wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for Galax, Virginia. Um,
Oh, that seems.
when I moved here, we had connections here because we had a place here, um, and my aunt right now bought a place here in the 1960s, and it's been in the family ever since. And I'd come here, and I couldn't stand this area at all, and
Mm,
I despised this area. And then I moved here in 2004, and we had a family business here, and we had jam sessions at my old family business and stuff. And I got to know the people here, and I got to know music, and I got to know the heritage,
mm,
and I realized that this area has changed the world.
mm.
It's just amazing that this area, and I defend this area now because
How about that?
of the way that I have seen things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, if it wasn't for this music and this culture, the world wouldn't be what it is today
Interesting.
because people get together and have jam sessions, and they talk and they laugh and they play games together and they play music together,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where ideas get started, and that's where communication goes, and it's where fellowship happens,
Mm-hmm.
and the inventions get made because people are talking and new ways of playing music, and
Oh, sure.
it is just amazing. And
Mm-hmm.
that this
Mm-hmm.
whole area pretty much changed the world.
Wonderful. Well, I don't know how well known this festival is. Is it? I guess it's known around the world if it's already filled up in June
It,
and it's happening in August.
it is well known because it's international. So
Okay.
people come from all over the world
Wow.
to the festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are allowed to live stream it, I think that's a big deal for you.
Mhm. So I really enjoy doing it and sharing it a lot.
Okay. Well, I didn't know about this town. I didn't know about this festival. I didn't know about that history. So you be sure you come on Bull City Hangout and let us
So,
know when to tune in so we could watch your live stream.
so I will. I will. Well,
Yeah.
Pat, listen, it was good talking to you. I might have to go.
Sure. Great talking with you, Anthony. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're feeling better. Keep up the fight. I know it's
So,
tough. I know you've been doing it, so just continue doing it.
so well, thank you. And
Yeah,
I'll
get
talk to you.
better.
So
All
thank you so much, Roxanne. And I'll talk to you later, Pat.
Now you take care. And Roxanne, thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Okay. Bye bye. All right. It's just me now. Boy, that was a nice little visit. That was a very nice little visit. Really appreciate when people come on. Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you, Anthony, for being on Bull City Hangout. I think I'll end the show now because I've been on for more than an hour. If you're still watching, and a Scobie claimed to be late, but you're never late. You're never late, Scopy. I'm sorry that I missed. You probably went to the Religious Coalition for Nonviolent Durham's lunch today. I'm guessing that's why you're so called late. I wanted to go, but I'm not ready to eat regular food just yet with my new teeth. Still relearning how to eat, and I'm told to keep everything, like to keep everything like soft, like pudding, ice cream, rice and beans. I'm keeping it real light right now and soft. So hopefully, well, I might not be able to come next month. I'm going to try to come next month. We'll see how the healing goes. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can come next month. So anyway, you have a beautiful day. Let me check the weather real quick. See if it went up since we've been talking. Let's see. Is it really 101 degrees? What? It's 100. Let me check my other app. Okay, the Weather Channel says it is 101 right now. So let me check my other app, the weather app. See, this is weird. See, one app says 92 and one says 101. That's a huge difference. But it's hot. If you already know that, you already know. So if you're like me, you don't have air conditioning, get a ceiling fan or some kind of box. I got my box fan sitting here also. Get a dehumidifier. It makes a gigantic difference because it's the humidity that makes it uncomfortable. For those of you who I've not been to the Southwest, but people say that in New Mexico and Arizona, they say it gets even hotter, but because it's dry, it's nothing like what we suffer here in the deep South, or not the deep South, but the South. So I suggest you get a dehumidifier. That'll make you feel better. I've got a bunch of them. I've got small ones in just about every room, and then one big one in the living room. So my house is pretty, I feel fairly comfortable. And with that, I'm going to end the show. No more comments. So let me put my little outro on there. Let me line it up. And with that, stay cool. Have a beautiful afternoon. Now, tomorrow, I'm actually going to be attending a resource fair at Laurel Oaks. That's senior housing. So I will try to pre-record the show because I think the resource fair is until like 2 or so. So I'll do my very best to pre-record the show so that you can know what's happening not only tomorrow, but also Saturday morning. Because I think Saturday morning, I think something big is happening. But anyway, I'll let you know tomorrow. Anyway, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow, but pre recorded. Ciao for now.